showtime. All right. So this presentation is, oh my goodness. Can I see this? Gang. I'm gonna do my best. Let's see. Angles and angels, focusing on the square. Okay. I wanted to do all of the can I turn this down? How do I? That's volume. How do I turn it bright? That's that. Oh, well, that actually helps. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Islam to all. Thank you for joining, and all those who will see this later. And now I can't see nothing. That's just perfect. All right. Thank goodness I had this mouse. Okay, cool. So angels and angles. I was going to discuss all the angles, but it's too many of them, and I can go in quite deeply. So I'm just in acknowledgement of Saturn moving into Aries. I'm going to start, because Aries rules initiation, right? I'm going to start with squares, which are ruled by Saturn. Okay. Oh, this is dope. I can actually see what I'm looking at. So I'm just gonna read off on it because it's dark, and I'm gonna fill in as I go. So angles and angels. The angles are focusing on the square, and the angel that we're speaking about, remember I said that the angels are the heavenly bodies? The angel is Saturn itself, okay? Squares are ruled by Saturn. Squares indicate friction, tension, and developmental. Actually, let me bring this up. I'm gonna bring up something instead of just making y'all look at a dark screen. Okay, so this, I'm just showing you this, okay? This is just so you don't have to look and just be sitting here in the dark. So like I was saying, squares indicate friction, tension, and developmental pressure. They describe areas where growth comes through challenge rather than ease, okay? Saturn rules the North Node. Pay attention to all these things because it's going to matter in a minute, because it's moving into Aries, so all of this stuff about to get kicked off. Saturn rules the North Node, government, the court system, time, age, bones and teeth, foundation, the knees, land rulership versus ownership. There's a reason why I'm stressing that. Karma and swarthy people. Okay. Yes. If you look up, I should have put that up in here. If you look up the Hindu deity for Saturn, I think it's Swati. It's a giant, very, very cold colored brother riding a very, very cold colored crow. I don't know why he's on a crow, but he is. But it's a lot of swarthiness in that depiction. All right. So, what was I about to say? All right. So this is a study on a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon. That's the chart that you see right there. Okay. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm kind of tempted. I might slip and tell you who it is. You might be able to guess who it is. All right. But I thought this individual was perfect for speaking on squares and Saturn rulership. All right. So this individual, I am not going to give you their date of incarnation, not yet, right? It's going to come through though. So this individual has a Capricorn sun, all right? Because Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn, and it is also the ancient ruler of Aquarius, okay? So this is a Moor. He, like I said, I might give it away. He has a Capricorn sun, right? And a moon in Aquarius. So his power and his emotions are extremely disciplined, and he's approaching it through pure love. So this right here kind of gives away who this person is. All right. That kind of gives away who I'm talking about, which is crazy. I did not know that was there when I looked up this chart. All right. So this is a study on the planet, on squares and Saturn. And I'm using the chart of someone who has his sun and his moon in Saturn signs. Okay. And I do not have a birth time for this individual. I do not have a birthplace for this individual. Okay. But there's this wonderful science called rectification, where if you know enough about their life, you can figure all that stuff. You don't, not necessarily the place, right? But you can figure out what their rising sign is. You can actually figure out how to set the clock to an extent. I have not gone deeply into it, but based on what they said, right? That, let me see, I think I wrote it down. Oops. I think I wrote it. Let's see. The subject described their birth time as occurring during working hours. So I set this chart up where it was for noon for their birth date. And noon, I'm not giving a date yet. Noon on their birth date, right, gave an Aries ascendant. I'm like, oh, it's a pure chart. Of course it is. Of course it's a pure chart, considering who I'm talking about. When I say pure, it's saying that the clock starts at 0 for the sake of not like a regular clock, because that starts at 12. I'm talking about 0, right? Like a stopwatch starts at 0. I guess that's a good analogy, like the stopwatch. Aries is like, it always rules the first house, even if it's in a different sign. Like I'm a Libra, but I will have justice because I'm a Libra rising, but that's still in Aries house, so it's got Aries tendencies. Get it? His is pure. This is an Aries rising, so this is real. It's set. It's very pure. So like I said, this subject said he was born during working hours, right? So I set it to noon. And to make sure that the moon is actually in Aquarius, I got to look into it deeper. I'll be able to figure out where exactly, like what exact degree, but I don't know it yet. I did the chart. I did the calculations for midnight of the day of his birth to 11:59 of the day of his birth. And the moon was in Aquarius the whole day. It moved into Pisces, 0 degrees of Pisces at midnight the next day. I'm like, are you serious? It's like it was set up so you could it's like, well, if you don't know the exact degrees, you will get the sign right. At least the signs of the planets, maybe not the ascendant. But based on this person's life, I think the ascendant is correct. All right. So, make sure I'm on the right track because I got my notes. Let me see. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So what jumps out to me at the first? Let me see. I think I have on here. Can I go next? Okay. So this is this individual's placements. Okay. The planet that would probably be the most off in this chart is going to be the moon. Okay, like I said, I set it for noon, but everything else is going to be like in that area because the moon moves really fast. Mercury moves really fast as well, but the moon just be speeding, right? So it's pretty safe to say, not only for all these planets, all of these angels were in the signs that's listed here. That's a given, right? So let's see. The sun was definitely, oh boy. If I could get into these degrees, I got to put a class on there. I got to do a class on there. His mother was a monster. His mother was an absolute monster. Okay. Oh my God. 18 degrees. Okay. Actually, his father wasn't that great. Oh my goodness. I say his mother just because 18 degrees, actually it's his father. I take that back. It was his father. Because 18 degrees indicates like a very evil whatever is at that degree. Okay. So if it's 18 degrees of Mercury, that could be an evil sibling. If it's 18 degrees of Venus, that's an evil lover or spouse. Boy, 18 degrees, Mars at 18 degrees, you need to learn how to fight because somebody's going to try to like take you out. The sun and Saturn are both usually indicate the father. So this would be the father. Gave him like no end of hell. All right. Because I have a planet at 18 degrees. And when I first saw that, it was like, well, that's all the confirmation I need to know that this stuff is like on point. Right. So anyway, so the first thing that jumped out to me, I was looking at the sun in, do I have it on here? I think I have. I wish I could just go forward. I shouldn't have to go all the way out. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is cool. So these are important. Okay. This is showing what was happening to this individual. Give me a break. This is showing what was happening to this individual's planets at the time, like the major planets. So the moon was waxing, as in it was building in energy. That's great. Usually, people born under waning moons are like here to finish something. The waxing, they're here to start something. And then add that to an Aries rising. Wow. Let's see. It says the cardinal mode is dominant among the inner planets. So that's saying got a lot of cardinal planets. Okay. The inner planets, that's the ones we can actually see. All right. Okay. Okay. And the trine, there's a trine. He has a big old trine in his chart. I'm not going to cover trines today. I might get into those later. I kind of don't like trines. I have a ton of trines in my chart. It makes things so easy. You just be like, meh. You know, it's like it makes you into a sheep or a cow. And stuff comes so easy that you just don't do it. Or it takes you a while to do it. That kind of thing. It makes you very lazy, in my experience. Let's see, it says Venus in Pisces and Neptune. Wow. I didn't see this at first. Venus is in Pisces, right? Venus is exalted in Pisces. And Neptune is in Taurus. So we're coming out of his Neptune return. Oh, okay. So it says Venus in Pisces and Neptune in Taurus. They're in mutual reception. Mutual reception, if you don't know what that is, that's like an easy example is the moon rules Cancer and the sun rules Leo, right? So you have a situation where the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Leo. So the sun is in Cancer's sign and the moon is in Leo's sign. They're in mutual reception because they're in each other's sign. And that's usually a cooperative aspect. All right. It says the chart is a seesaw. So stuff was going all up and down, right? Let's see. The sun is on the midheaven and Saturn is on the nadir. Yeah, that's a rough one. The sun on the midheaven, that's really good for a leader. Like the sun is your energy. And the midheaven is high noon. What better place for the sun to be, right? Usually the people with the sun at the midheaven, you're gonna know them, especially if it's a male. If it's a female, it's the moon on the midheaven indicates that person is going to be like known for something, not necessarily a celebrity, but they will be known, right? And Saturn is on the nadir. The nadir is your house. So if the midheaven is like what everybody can see, your nadir is what everybody can't see. Midheaven is like career. Nadir is the fourth house or the home. So he has Saturn in the fourth house. That's rough. Okay. If you're familiar with tarot, think the devil card is running your house. All right. Islam, thank you for thanking me. I appreciate that. Who's that? Jerry Blaze Bay. Appreciate that. So let's see. Should have said that. And I'll see. It says moon and ascendant are in 9 aspect. Moon and ascendant. I don't know what this means. That sounds interesting. Moon and ascendant. I'm not sure of the ascendant though. So his moon is in Aquarius and his ascendant is in Aries. I got to look up what 9 aspect is. All right. So like I was saying, so the first thing is that on here that jumped out to me. Oops, I told you I was going to give it away. Hopefully y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see nothing. All right, let me see. Where is it? Well, yeah, they're showing he got a grand trine in Earth, right? Remember, trines make it easy for you to do whatever it is that is being trined. So this individual is going to have a real easy time setting up a foundation, right? People gonna mess with it because they like, he making that, it can't be that easy. It can't be that easy, right? These people think it's a joke and unreal, not knowing what it was easy for him. All right. Yeah. Let anybody else try to do that. They might die in the process. He was made for this. All right. And then his trine is crazy because he got the sun at the top, right? If you subscribe to Neptune, right? What is it saying? Sun at 18 degrees at Capricorn. The North Node is in Virgo. What? So this is a nodal. We're in a nodal reversal of his right now because we're in the South Node is in Virgo right now. South Node is usually when you have a nodal reversal. So his North Node is in Virgo, right? His nodal reversal will be when the South Node is in Virgo. We're going through a South Node in Virgo right now. Usually, if you have been on the right track, when you have a nodal reversal, you will be seeing how well you are doing on your mission, your destiny, because your North Node, that's what you're here for. That's what you're here for, right? And then you looking to the South, that's the mirror, to see how am I doing. It's like a check-in. So we going through his check-in. Uh-oh, not for us. Somebody not us. All right, I'll just say that. And then Mars is in Virgo. Oh, Virgo is the joy of Mars because it just gets to pick and prod and stab and poke, right? And you don't die, so it's prolonged and extended. All right, all right, cool. If you want your chart done, I am coming out with a new service. It's called Educated Oracle. All right, where I will do your chart, but you need a good reason. It's it's called Educated Oracle. I won't go into it now because I will go into it. So anyway, okay. So these are the aspects, right? So we're looking at the squares. They're very easy to recognize. Let me see. Y'all see those, right? Which ones do you think are the squares? Right? The squares. They're actual. And if you're on YouTube, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. It says I'm sharing, but I cannot see the chat. So thank you if you're chatting. I apologize. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Okay. So we're looking at the square, right? Square. It's the squares. All right. So I was looking for the squares, but it was something, I don't see it on here. The thing that jumped out to me first was that the sun was opposing. Let me go back to his chart. No, go back to the chart. I'm gonna go back to the chart. The sun. Okay, so the sun, I'm gonna try to do it with the mouse and the finger. Sun in the 10th house, right, is opposite or opposing his Saturn in the 4th. Okay. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, look at that. Yeah, his sun is in a weakened position, and so is his Saturn, because Saturn is in Cancer, but Saturn naturally rules Capricorn. It's far from home. It's like the furthest it can get from home, right? So it's in fall. And but if you read it the way I'm reading it, right, this goat, the greatest of all time, is at the top of the mountain, opposing something, some entity that's Saturn, some government entity that's controlling his home. He's opposing that. I saw that like, okay, all right, yeah. What else he got going on? What's going on in Libra? Oh, look at that. He got Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter is like, it expands everything that it touches, okay? So is this Jupiter in Libra or is it in, I can't tell if it's in Libra or Virgo. It looks like it's in Libra. It's in Libra, okay? And I think that's his part of fortune. So he was sent here to expand justice, all right? And since it's in his 6th house, that's his daily duty, okay? And 6th house is ruled by Virgo, so he's extremely picky and precise about it. And then to help that in Virgo is Mars. He ain't playing. This man is not playing. And that is his destiny. Don't play with him about reestablishing justice, because his energy is here to oppose something that's controlling his home that's not supposed to be, because it's in a weakened position. All right. If that's making sense. All right. All right. So yeah, that was the first thing that jumped out at me. Okay. Y'all must have figured out who it is by now. Again, I'm giving you a clue right there. Okay. This conjunction, it looks like a conjunction. I got to look at the chart, because just because it looks like that on the chart, it might not be, but it looks like a conjunction of the moon and Venus. All right. All right. Let's see what else. What else did I write down on here? Going back to my notes. Okay. And okay. So it says sun is ruled by Saturn, which creates conflict for the sun's fiery nature, often leading to a more reserved, cautious, and disciplined public persona, right? But then when he got that temple, the 10th house is the zenith of the chart, providing the sun with immense strength to achieve, lead, and shine in professional, governmental, or managerial fields. The result? This placement typically produces a strong drive for success, requiring hard work, responsibility, and ambition to achieve, often leading to career success in management and public service. Okay. And like I said, his Saturn is opposing his Capricorn. So Saturn is opposing his sun. His sun is in Capricorn. His Saturn, which rules Capricorn, is weakened in Cancer. And generally this manifests as in childhood and family. Early life may have lacked emotional nurturing, or the individual was forced to mature quickly, taking on adult responsibilities early. The relationship with the mother might be strained, disciplined, or characterized by strict discipline. The emotional life, there was often a strong hidden emotional depth, but a struggle to express feelings, leading to emotional reserve. The inner child may feel neglected, creating a constant unconscious need to prove worthiness. Okay. As far as home insecurity, a deep, sometimes anxious drive to establish a secure home base. There may be delays in property ownership, but long-term stability in real estate is likely later in life. Karmic lessons. The core lesson is to build one's own sense of inner security and learn self-nurturing rather than relying on external validation or family, which might be cold or unsupportive. Cold or unsupportive family. All right, if y'all haven't figured it out yet, this is the chart of Noble Drew Ali. Okay, what happened with his wife, right? And the thing with Capricorn, there's always a price. There's always a price. When you have something like really well placed in the 10th house, usually the price is whatever that planet was supposed to give you. All right. So in his case, you're the sun. All right. There's the sun in the 10th house. As a male, the sun is supposed to give you children. As far as we know, he never had any children. Okay. And then that part with the Saturn in the 5th house messing up his home. Talking about you can't count on your family. What did Pearl do to him? I don't know if y'all know about that. She defiled, right, Unity Hall with Claude Green. There's a reason why they, I don't know if he was an L or a Bay. Have you ever heard whether he's a Claude Green is an L or a Bay? Right? Because he disgraced the temple by sleeping with the prophet's wife in the temple while he was down south. And they stole all the money from, what was it? There was 2 treasuries. Claude had control over one and Pearl had control over the other one. And then Mary had control over the sisters' auxiliary treasury. And that's what they used to get him back from down south. When they got him back, they threw him a big party after they salvaged what they could of his furniture that Claude threw out on the street. It's like, yeah, I got your woman, I got your house too. That's Saturn in the 4th house. Oh my gosh. Right. But it's okay because he did end up having children, if you think about it. Right. My thing is, I tell especially brothers, because of how messed up our society is, our society, I'm talking about Moorish, right? how much this resembles why al-Islam had to be brought about, because of all the widows and orphans floating around, right? And they actually instructed the men, no, take at least 4 of these women so we can have somebody directing these children. Because right now it is not about the blood, it's about whose brain is getting passed on, because we raising a bunch of savages. Right? History don't repeat, but it sure do rhyme. Yes or no? Okay. So that's the part about his family not being worth a damn. Let's see. That's his karmic lesson. Wow, that was his karma. So I don't know. It's like, what did you do to I don't know. Right? You're supposed to be Jesus reincarnated. Did you say something wrong to Mary? Actually, Mary helped you again. Wow, that's tripped out, because Jesus supposed to be Jesus returned, right? The Mahdi, that's who I see. What? Mary came, she tried. A bunch of Marys helped them in that life, and another Mary helped them in this one. That's what's up. All right. Let me see. It says challenges and potential. While this placement can feel restrictive or like a home from hell due to the conflicts between Cancer's emotional nature and Saturn's coldness, I have Saturn in the 4th house. I know exactly what this means. It's like, okay, I don't have Saturn in the 4th house. My bad. My 4th house is in Capricorn, which is like having Saturn in the 4th house, if that makes sense. It has the energy of Saturn in the 4th house. All right. Because it's in the sign of Capricorn. But this sounds like a lot worse. So, let's see. While this placement can feel restrictive or like a home from hell due to the conflict between Cancer's emotional nature and Saturn's coldness, it can foster extreme discipline, resilience, and a strong sense of duty, right? So, man, forged in ice, really. In some cases, it brings success in real estate, agriculture, or land-related careers. The individual often learns to create a structural, stable home environment for themselves, even if they had none growing up. Okay. I think that's all for that one. Oh, that's all for that one. What's next? Oh, okay. Squares everywhere. Now we can go back to this one. Squares. Like I said, look at that. Squares. Look at all those squares. Should I count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. Is that right? Let me go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. Okay. But it's lucky, thank goodness, praise Allah, that there's a bunch of trines to kind of like take the edge off, if that makes sense. All right. Because the trines like give you ease. Squares give you challenges and difficulties that they build. It's character building. It really is. You hate it when you're going through it, right? It's like that mean coach. You hate it when he puts you through, but now you can climb a rope with just your hands. That kind of thing. All right. So squares everywhere. Let's see. I'm gonna read the inner aspects first. Right. So that's everything from the sun, moon, up to Saturn, because those are the ones we can see. And then I'll read the ones with the outer aspects. So Mercury, what is that? Okay. So first we have Mercury square Mars. A quick mind, a sharp tongue. Communication can be assertive or confrontational. Don't you start no stuff, right? That's too bad. Dude drop dead, right? So mental impatience is possible, but so is persuasive force. Learning to pause before reacting is key. All right. Also had Jupiter square Saturn. Ooh, that sounds rough. This reflects the classic expansion versus restraint, because Jupiter expands. Saturn, think of everything with stop, stay, still, right? Yeah, anything with stuck in it. It makes you whatever starts with that, it makes you stop. That's Saturn. That stuff is Saturn. Okay. Jupiter is a big old gas. It's a pump. So you got the pump challenging the belt, basically, right? So Jupiter square, this reflects the classic expansion versus restraint dynamic. Optimism and growth impulses meet realism and caution. The person must learn when to take risks and when to consolidate. Over time, this aspect can produce wise judgment, profit making. Let's see, speculative. I say speculative because I don't have his exact birth time. So Sun square his ascendant. There can be tension between core identity and how one presents to the world. Right? I'm a Moor. No, you ain't. You a nigger. You a Negro. You colored. Others may initially perceive the native differently than they perceive themselves. Life lessons involve aligning self-expression with outward persona. This is how you do rectifications. You just go through each degree and see if that matches, right? Or each rising sign and see if it matches. Moon square Neptune, heightened sensitivity and imagination, but also emotional confusion at times, like marrying the wrong woman. I don't know if he ever actually married her because he got a marriage certificate and obligation record for Mary, but not for Pearl. But he said that was his wife, so hey. There may be blurred boundaries in family. What did I just say? There may be blurred boundaries in family or early conditioning. Intuition is strong, yet clarity requires grounding. Yeah, that's something Aquarius or Capricorn moon can help with. Capricorn sun helps with. Venus square Pluto. This intense emotional magnetism. This is intense emotional magnetism in relationships. It can show powerful attractions, transformative bonds, and deep loyalty, but also struggles around control, jealousy, or emotional extremes. Relationships are rarely casual. They are catalytic. They're supposed to jump something off, right? Like, what is this for? Why are we here? There has to be something produced. Also has Saturn square Uranus, inner tensions between tradition and rebellion. Part of the psyche seeks structure and stability, while another part demands freedom and reform. This often manifests during life periods requiring major restructuring. Why does any of this matter? Right? The so what? What else do I have on here? Oh, covered all of that. Yay! I'm almost done. Islam, thank y'all for staying with me. I'm almost done. What just happened? Oh, I hope I didn't just close this. Is that it? Okay, whoo. Yeah. All right. Anyway. So, do I want to Uranus square the MC. So Uranus square the top of his chart, right? Career and public direction may feel unstable or unconventional. Sudden changes in professional life are possible. The native may resist rigid career paths and prefer independence. He prefers independence. Okay. Got two more. Moon square Pluto. Deep emotional intensity. Feelings are rarely superficial. Power dynamics within family or authority structures may shape emotional life. Transformation comes through confronting buried emotions. And the last one is Jupiter square the MC. So Moon and Jupiter squaring the top of his chart. Ambition is strong, but direction may fluctuate. There can be overextension professionally or a tendency to promise more than is realistic. Yeah, he did. He said that the fourth and fifth generations would see the good of his works because it was too much to bring out all back then. It was just too much, right? When disciplined, this aspect supports broad influence. All right. Now, why does any of this matter? I said, look at this example of Saturn walking around. Does that make sense? Like, if I want to see what a particular date looks like, I'll look at the person who was born with a chart that was similar to that because you are a manifestation of your map at that moment. That's how I see it. So now Saturn is moving into Aries. And if we were to put this on top of the chart of Drew Ali, he would have his sun in Capricorn, right? If he was still alive, his natal sun, not his perfected or whatever, progressed, none of that. his natal sun would be in Capricorn, and Saturn just moved into Aries. The sun is exalted in Aries. That's his favorite sign. Because it likes being in the 10th house, but not Capricorn. But Aries is his favorite sign because it's first, right? Of course, Leos love first. Is that close again? Anyway. All right, I'll just leave it there. I don't know what just happened. I'll just leave it there because I'm about to wrap it up anyway. So like I was saying, actually I could turn on the lights too. If I can find one. It's like super dark up in here. All right, there we go. All right, everybody can see whatever. You can see me. YouTube can see me and Instagram can see me too. So anyway, like I was saying, to wrap it up, thank you all for being here again. I hope that came through. All right, please, I hope that came through. So Saturn is about to kick some stuff off. Saturn rules swarthy skinned people. Know any swarthy skinned people? All right. Saturn rules societies that have been around the longest. Which ones have been around the longest? Even if the culture or the memory isn't continuous, who's been around the longest? Okay. Something's about to start. All right. I should have looked it up to see. I know the last time Saturn was in Aries was 1990. Was it? Yeah, I think it was 1998. So what were you doing in 98? 97, 98. Yep. So look back to see what you got started back then, right? And if it's your Saturn return, happy Saturn return. Is that right? Let me wait. Let me wait. So I thought I wrote it down. So anyway, Saturn is in Aries from February 13th today until April 12th of 2028. I would use this time, right, to initiate something that I hope to collect when it moves into Taurus. You working, and then the harvest is in the second house. Makes sense, right? You don't plant and harvest the same day. So let me see, 2026. Yeah, that's right. 1998. Yep. So think back to what you were doing in 97, 98. All right. And you might get some clues about, because stuff it comes back around. The energy, the planets, other planets might be different, but Saturn's bringing back something, right? It's just Saturn return or whatever was going on in your life back then. All right. So find Aries in your chart and find Aries in your chart, right? If you weren't around in 98, everybody can still do this part. Find Aries in your chart and see where it will be affecting you. All right. For instance, I'm going to use myself as a for instance. All right. Saturn is going into Aries. Aries, it's right now in my Aries is on my 6th, 7th cusp. It starts in the 6th house and then it starts the 7th house. Okay. So I won't be really seeing the benefits of this transit for probably for like another 18 months. Okay, because it's gonna be there for like 2.5 years. But it's my stuff. Aries is my stuff is at the halfway point of Aries. So I gotta wait for it to like hit me, if that makes sense. Don't you think I'm preparing for that? Of course, that kind of thing. So I know right now, since it's in Aries, in my 6th house, I need to be initiating discipline in my work, right? And then that's going to gradient transition into my 7th house. So somehow that work is going to also involve other people, being disciplined in initiating things with other people. Who are these other people? Well, it's trining. It's in Aries and it's about to be trining my Saturn. Okay, what does that mean? Oh, it just means Saturn really ain't gonna get in your way, and the discipline is going to feel like game. It's gonna feel like a game, right? It is work, but it's gonna be fun for you. All right. And since it's trining your set, this is how you look at yours, right? So I'm looking at my house. I'm looking at what planets it's bouncing off of. So it's going into my 7th house, 6th, 7th house. And it's bouncing off of my Saturn. It's also bouncing off my moon because both of those are in Leo. So it's going to be trining my moon first and then it's going to be trining Saturn first, and then it's going to be trining my moon. And since it's trining stuff in Leo rules what? Because that's giving me hints as far as who's going to help me with this. Who's got the energy that's going to help me bring this into like a positive result. Well, if it's in Leo, so it's probably going to be one of my children. Oh, look at that. I have a son who also has his Saturn in Leo. So he's going through a Saturn trine too. You don't think I'm going to do something with that? Heck yeah. And then especially because my moon is conjunct my Saturn. Everything I do, everything I work for, it really is for my children. It's like, I'm just like, here, take another pound. Look, I'll grow some more flesh, eat that too. So now it's like, yeah, it's trining. So it's going to be easy to do that. And look at that. I got a child he's got so funny. He has his moon and Saturn conjunct in Leo too. So he inherited that from me. Yes, you can inherit stuff. You can figure out your parents' chart by looking at your chart. It's really cool. All right. So, yeah. Yep. I think that's it. So yeah, look at your chart. Look at where Aries is. Okay. It might be crossing. It might start in one house and finish in another. That's where it's going to be affecting you. Where? Okay. If you have any planets that's looking at, that's who is going to be affecting you. How they're looking at that, like the angles, like is that a trine? Is that an opposition? Is exactly what it sounds like. Is that a conjunction? Exactly what it sounds like. That's the how it's going to show up. So where is the house, right? Who are the planets? And then what angle it's making is the how. You can actually, I use it just to get out the way of stuff. That's it. I just like, you know what? Let me just move so I can keep doing what I was doing anyway. I just want to keep going what I'm going with. I'm not trying to, get no stock tips and see the right day to invest and all that. Even though I could, I don't have no interest in that stuff. But if you do, you do it. All right, cool. And with that, I am done. Islam Wars. Thank you for joining. Appreciate y'all from the moon to the stars to Saturn, all that good stuff. All the way to the Kuiper belt, right? So yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Welcome to Saturn and Aries, right? It just started. It's 0 degrees Aries is the baby popping out the body. That's not the crowning. You all the way out and took your first breath. All right. And this is the crypt keeper. It's really us. It's a representation of us, if that makes any sense. Right. I say, look and see. You can even ask ChatGPT. Here's my chart. Here go my coordinates. Right. Tell me what Saturn in Aries, how and where that will be affecting my life, right, in general or in this specific area for the next 2.5 years, which is funny because the moon is 2.5 days and Saturn is 2.5 years. That's really interesting. Anyway, so much balance. There must be balance. Enjoy your weekend, Moors. I might be putting some stuff out on Tuesday. Make your meetings, all that good stuff. Thank you for joining. That's all I got. Bye-bye. Y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Y'all. I really appreciate y'all joining.